All right, ladies, we are back. We are better than ever, and we have watched Drive to Survive seasons 1 and 2. I'm your host, Afsa.
I'm Felicia.
I'm Bex.
And we're going to give you a little Drive to Survive season 1-2 opinions, yap, whatever. But I have the other two hosts on the edges of their seat with some fun F1 news.
Yes.
And the news that I have for you guys is that Esteban Ocon is now a Netflix actor, not in Drive to Survive, but in the French movie Honeymoon Crashers or something like that.
I'm sorry, what?
I saw a clip on Twitter earlier today of a movie that I believe is French. I didn't click into the audio because I was confused why it was showing up on my feed. And then all of a sudden, I noticed that the girl in the scene is she's like FaceTiming her boyfriend in the clip. And I noticed, wait a second, why is she in the garage? What does that do with anything?
Oh my god.
Esteban Ocon strolls into the scene. And I'm like, excuse me?
So he's in the movie as an F1 driver?
Has a speaking role in the movie as an F1 driver.
As Esteban Ocon.
As Esteban Ocon, the F1 driver.
That's weird.
He has a speaking role. Let me find it right now.
Please.
It's called Honeymoon with My Mother.
Okay, I think that's the direct translation, but I believe the intention translation is Honeymoon Crasher. Motorsport posted about it this morning. It's called Honeymoon Crasher. But yes, the direct translation is Honeymoon with My Mother because I believe his mother is the Honeymoon Crasher in question.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
But yes, Esteban Ocon is in the movie. He speaks. He has a speaking role.
Good for him.
And yeah,
Netflix was like,
Alpine's gotta make that money any way they can. They need it.
Somehow.
So, love that for them.
Mm-hmm.
But, alright. I think we can get directly into Drive to Survive seasons 1 and 2. We binged it over the past week just for you guys. It was hard, but we did it. We did it.
I am not gonna lie. I was never a Drive to Survive girly. I watched maybe 2-3 episodes. And so trying to force myself to watch these, I was like, why is it so hard? I like F1. I know all these people. I just don't know why it was so hard. Maybe it's just because I think I know more about what's going on behind the scenes. And so I can kind of see through some of the plots and I'm like, okay, sure.
Mm-hmm.
See, I think the thing that's really funny to me, both about this experience of all of us watching all the seasons of Drive to Survive for the podcast, and also about Drive to Survive in general, which I'll get to in a second.
Mm-hmm.
This is Bex complaining about watching seasons 1 and 2.
Yep.
The crash out we're about to watch Bex have when we watch seasons 3 and 4 is about to be legendary. Oh my god. I can't wait to come back on this podcast next week. She's not gonna crash out.
I'm not gonna lie.
Bex, you can't even talk about it.
I will stop watching, and I just may not. I'll just sit here and mute. I promise y'all, I'm not raising my blood pressure over these people. I promise you.
Bex, you can barely talk about it, let alone sit there and watch it again with commentary from Will Buxton.
Y'all might actually have to watch. I might actually skip out next week. Just to say
you're not skipping next week.
I want to. Let's just go ahead and just do it right now, actually.
No, ma'am.
Because
no. Mm-mm. You've committed to this podcast.
Which means you'll be right here recapping seasons 3 and 4 with us next week, listeners. We'll be right back here.
I'll do 3. I ain't doing 4. I can tell you that for right now.
Yes, you will.
You gotta at least give it the good Oscar try.
Mm-hmm. Something.
Gotta do something. All right, listeners. Well, we watched seasons 1 and 2, which are the 2018 and 2019 season. Bex, I believe you said you have a quiz of some sort.
Okay. I have a short quiz. Just as I was watching it and there are things coming to my mind, I was like, oh, this would actually make, and things I just didn't realize, didn't know. So I was like, let me just make a little quiz and see who was really paying attention.
Girl,
okay,
not
what's
me.
your buzzer noise, Felicia, for this quiz?
Yeah.
Say that. What? Say that again.
What's your buzzer noise? What's going to be your noise to buzz in to answer?
Oh, I got to buzz in? I thought we were just
Yes, we
answering
gotta buzz
questions.
in. No, this is a competition, Felicia.
It's a contest. I'm going to lose. What's wrong with y'all?
You might win. You might win.
You don't
I didn't take notes. I just watched. I didn't take any notes.
I did too. What do you mean? Wasn't that the point? What were we supposed to watch?
Oh Lord Jesus!
No, I do have a couple. I do have a couple notes. I do have.
What's your buzzer noise? What's your buzzer noise, Felicia?
I don't know. Beep.
Don't make it complicated.
Okay. Mine's gonna be.
I said beep.
Okay.
Okay. There we go. I beep. You buzz.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So the first question. I think it's gonna be easy. It's gonna be easy. Who was Charles Leclerc's godfather?
Beep.
Buzz.
Felicia.
Oh.
I heard. I was just listening.
You beeped and don't know the answer, do you? Okay.
No, it's Jules. Why am I? Jules Bianchi.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm like, why did I just I said when I said beep, I had it in my head, then I laughed and I forgot.
Okay.
Anyway,
so real quickly, Jules Bianchi is his godfather. I was confused about that because I was like, Jules looks like he may be 5 years older than him in some of these pictures. So I was a little bit. I didn't look up the age, but I was like, godfather or godbrother?
Godfather.
No, I understand he's his godfather, but I just didn't understand why you'd make a child.
He does look very young. He does look very young. I think he was born 1990, and then Charles was 2000.
Charles is not 2000.
Charles is 97.
Charles is the same age as Max, so Charles is like 97.
Yeah, he said 97 in the show. That should have been one of my questions.
Well,
I definitely would not have gotten right.
Okay.
Anyway.
It was when
Jules was 1989.
It was the scene where he and Sebastian Vettel were in the car, and they were talking about music like 80s and 90s rock. And then Charles was like, "I was born in 97." And he loves 80s music better than 90s music, something like that.
Yes.
Funny.
Alrighty. Okay, next question. What was Claire Williams' official title at Williams?
Beep.
You got me on this one.
What was it?
Wait. Deputy? Is it Deputy Executive Director?
No, it's not.
Deputy something.
Buzz. I know I'm wrong because you're asking. Team principal.
No, I said official title.
What was her official title?
Okay. Her official title was deputy principal. But she was the acting principal because her dad was sick. So she was basically she was acting as team principal, but that was not her official title.
Deputy principal. Okay.
Yeah, close. So which team that is currently on the grid is in 2025 was once named Sahara Force India?
Buzz.
Beep. Damn.
Aston Martin.
Yes. Ding, 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 ding. Correct. Okay. This one is something you'll have to be paying very close attention. I don't know why it stuck out to me, but it is. What cars / teams were featured during the title card? Title card. Okay.
Like when they drive in and drive out?
It just says Drive to Survive. What are the cars on that card?
Oh, fuck.
Buzz?
Okay, go.
Were they Ferraris?
And I'll give you a point because Ferrari is one of the cars. Yes.
Was it a Ferrari and a McLaren?
No.
Fuck. Ferrari and Mercedes?
Yes. But I'll give after a point. I'll give you a point. Because you got it. There you go. It was Ferrari and Mercedes.
Teamwork, F.
Hold on. Are y'all keeping track of your own scores?
Yes, I have 2 points. Felicia has 2 points.
Okay, great.
No, I have 3.
How do you?
Oh no,
you do
I got Claire wrong.
Yep.
Yeah, she got Claire wrong.
We're tied.
Okay. Which driver holds the record for most races without a podium?
Beep. Buzz. Nico Hulkenberg. Nico Hulkenberg. Damn, Nico. Damn, Nico.
I felt so sorry for him. I'm not even gonna lie.
No. Okay, can I? When he was meeting the kids, they asked him if he won, and he said, "Not yet."
I was just like, that is so mean. That is so unnecessary.
They're just like, oh, so you've just never won? I'm like, Jesus Christ, not you getting grilled by these children.
I love children.
Anyway.
Okay.
So honest.
Who was the Mercedes 2019 reserve driver?
Beat.
I'm looking. Okay, go, Felicia.
Was it Ocon?
It was Esteban Ocon.
Fuck yeah!
Was somebody currently on the grid, and I was like, I can't remember who's in the Mercedes Academy. God damn it!
Funny enough, that's actually the first question in my line, but I was like, we just talked about him. I don't want that to, because I'm like, it's gonna give it away. That's why I said, I was like, you were just talking about him.
I'm not gonna lie, y'all.
Damn, did I pay kind of just attention?
You might have. I kind of just
watched on the background. Okay, we're gonna do a couple more questions. This one's kind of easy. How many teammates did Max have during the 2018 and 2019 season?
Beat.
Buzz.
3.
Yep.
3.
I'm surprised.
I'm buzzing in and I knew the answer. I was slow.
Okay. Albon
and Daniel.
Yeah, there you go. Okay. Which team that's currently on the grid was once named Renault?
Buzz. Alpine.
Yep. There you go. Also, that was kind of weird because the title sponsor of Sahara Forest is now the title sponsor of Alpine. The BWT.
Mm-hmm.
So I was confused when I first saw them. I was like, oh, that's the team that turned into Alpine.
So Alpine is specifically, I believe, the racing division of the overall engine manufacturer Renault. So they used to run their car under their overall company name, and then went down to just this name that they use for specific stuff, Alpine.
Okay.
As their rebrand.
Okay.
Got it. That makes sense. I got one more question, and
which, if I get it, we'll tie.
It's a little bit of a difficult one. So sorry, guys. How many years in motorsports did Mercedes celebrate in 2019 at the German Grand Prix? Yep. Go ahead, Elsa.
Damn. They celebrated 75 years in motorsport.
Felicia, do you know it?
Was it 50?
No.
Or 25?
No.
No, you don't get to answer double.
What was it?
I'll have it. I'll give you another chance, and then I'll give you another chance. And if y'all still don't get it, then I'll tell y'all the answer. So after that, I will let y'all know. Y'all are way off. How about y'all double and then some?
Oh,
and
Lord,
then
Jesus!
It's not an even number.
It's not an even number. Why
were
they
not an even number? What the fuck?
Okay, my final answer. 175 years.
Felicia? Because that's not it. Sorry.
It's okay. I knew it wasn't.
It's not an even number?
No.
Do you mean mathematically even or clean even? Because those are two different things.
Like 175 is not an even number.
Okay.
Just
clarifying.
I'm going to go 125.
She got it. It was 125.
That's too many years.
It was 125 years. I thought that episode, I would have been so mad if I was Toto wearing that ridiculous getup.
Yo.
The only thing I remember is him in that outfit.
Looking like a goddamn newsie.
I was like, oh, that's so embarrassing. And that's y'all.
And mind you, the whole paddock was staring at them as they walked in. And then staring at them as they walked out.
All right, so Felicia's the winner of this first quiz.
Yay!
I'm surprised. I might try it again.
I'm coming back for you in these later episodes.
I'll try it again, and I'll try and get a little bit more, make sure all the questions are a little, because I think some of them are harder than others.
That's okay.
If I was able to answer them, they were fine.
Okay, Felicia, calm down. But after, let's just kind of jump in. Ooh, okay, let me ask you all some questions to help us kind of get through all this. What was your favorite storyline, I guess you could say, of Drive to Survive, season 1 and 2, or 2018, 2019 season?
Okay, so I have a couple answers because for me it's a couple things.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
One, I think that the team principal of Renault is kind of fine and sexy, so I love any plot line that has him in it. Because I think I think Cyril's got a little bit about him, so I like any plot with Cyril on screen.
He is a sassy Frenchman,
so I do love him for that.
Mm-hmm.
So I love that. That's my number one. Anything where he's on screen. I do also love the episode, and I can't remember which one it is. I love the like fake Max Daniel rivalry that they put in front of us, where they like crash into each other at Baku. I really do love that, primarily because I remember watching that during the pandemic and going, I like this Max Verstappen kid. As my takeaway from the plot. So I love
Of course you did. Of course you did.
So I thought that one was good. Honestly, I kind of like, as somebody who now knows a lot about the tea of F1, I kind of like a lot of the plots that are like blatant, not even blatantly, but just like to us, like patently false. Like,
which ones?
Like the one about like Seb and Charles having beef. Like,
yeah, that one.
Charles adored Seb.
Tell. You could literally tell.
I just love that. Like, I don't know. It's just funny and comical to me whenever they did that. So I thought it was really funny. I also, because I think that, in my opinion, seasons 1 and 2, mostly season 1 that then informed season 2. Season 1 was neutered by the fact that Mercedes and Ferrari wouldn't participate. And so they actually couldn't make this a legitimate documentary series because they couldn't focus on the actual season because the top 2 subjects of the season refused to be in it. Like, so you can't actually talk about the sport in like a literal documentary fashion over the course of the season because the people you want to talk to aren't there.
Yeah.
You've got to focus a little bit on some plot and some drama. And then that's just what DTS became. And it's like, okay, well, that's what you got to do. And so I think seasons 1 and 2 give DTS like a bad rap of like, quote unquote, making stuff up to where then like fans of drivers now are like, no, they twisted their words. And I'm like, sure, but they're on camera, babe. Like, Seb and Charles, you can literally see. They do not dislike each other. That's so evident. Right? You have later seasons we're gonna watch where I'm like, I just don't believe you that you don't hate your teammate. I don't believe that your teammate didn't fuck your girlfriend, Pierre Gasly, Esteban Ocon. Like, I don't believe
So,
you know?
I think for me, it's like, it kind of was, I felt like Lewis and Seb were kind of like the boogeyman. You would see them behind, you would like catch Lewis or Seb like on a microphone.
It's the way Max is in later seasons, where like they can't talk about him that much because he refuses to do it. But like you said, he boogeymans into shots, and they have like long shots of him walking, but then they can't speak to him.
Exactly.
Wait, so he refused to be in what seasons?
Max refused to be in seasons 2 through 4, 5.
Damn.
He was in season 2.
Okay, sorry. It might have been 3 through 5. Because I think he did season 1, and then he was like a little bit annoyed, but he was like, it's whatever. Did season 2. And then from now on, Max is like only in candid camera work from him like walking around the paddock. Or like like maybe his like race like radio or something. Because he refused to sit down with Netflix. Yeah. Because he didn't like the way that they portrayed him in season 1 and 2. Which I'll give him. Him and Daniel were cool.
But to be honest,
they gave him a little bit.
To be honest, though, me personally, I actually didn't really feel like they portrayed him that poorly. Like, sure, they created this like beef, but it didn't seem like anything detrimental to me at all. I think only thing is I say like in season 2, some of his comments kind of came off a little bit like a dickhead, if you will.
Well, yeah, because he is one.
Well,
he is a dickhead.
But like, I actually feel like it wasn't that bad for him to sort of be like,
it wasn't, but they very clearly were trying to make him seem like not the villain, but they were trying to make him look like
he's the
they were
bad
playing
boy
up,
of F1.
they were
and he's just
playing
like,
up the
I
fact
don't
that he
want to
was
do
a
that.
dickhead. Exactly.
I don't know. But I'm not gonna lie. Funny enough, I actually feel like Christian Horner didn't help the situation either.
Of course not.
No, because I think Christian Horner is perfectly fine with the Max dickhead brand, and so he's like, yes, Max is a dickhead. It's like,
and so,
bro, I don't want that to necessarily be my brand, that I'm a dickhead. Like, if my brand is that I'm blunt, or I'm honest, or I curse a lot, okay, whatever. But I don't want my brand to literally be that, like, everybody hates me. And, like, I'm mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
But it's like he was also like really young. He was just like a little shithead kid. Like, it wasn't but they tried to make him seem like he was like the I don't know. Like, they tried to not make him likable per se, but not blatantly.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. Maybe I was watching a different show. I don't feel like he came off. Like, I personally don't like Max, as everyone who's listening probably knows. I personally just did not my brand of entertainment that I, go for. But I actually didn't feel like the show portrayed him in a bad way. I thought it was fine. That's why I was like, I don't really understand why he got offended or upset. I can maybe say it wasn't necessarily exactly who it was, but I'm like, you're doing a TV show. They're not trying to get it. In
comparison to how they big up Daniel.
I think that's exactly what it is. I think in comparison to the way that they treat Daniel, who we know can be kind of a dickhead, he can be kind of ignorant. The way that I think that's what it is. We're like, I agree with you. I obviously liked Max coming out of seasons 1 and 2. Mm-hmm. That's what made me like Max.
Funny enough, I actually found Daniel to be the dickhead of the show. He's my least favorite person on the show.
I think we feel that way. We're all in agreement about that, right? I too watched seasons 1 and 2 back in the pandemic and went, "Who the fuck is this Daniel guy? I don't care about this Daniel guy. He fucking sucks." Right?
So annoying.
We watched it and thought that when we saw it. Everybody else had the exact flipped opinion of the two of them.
I remember us being on the couch in your mama's house, and I was like, why are they showing this Daniel guy so much? Aren't there other drivers? Because he got so much screen time. I was just like, he's so annoying. He's always on this screen, and he's always like doing stupid. He's like, fuck you at Netflix. Well, let's see if they keep that in. What the hell is wrong with you? Do you have?
I think the thing is, we don't like jokey men. Like, I don't think any of us is like likes ha ha he jokey men. Funny men.
I don't like a comedian.
Yeah, exactly. None of us like stand-up comedian type men.
No. He's a jester.
Thank you. Yes, none of us like jester-esque men, and so I think that's why Daniel rubs on us in like a certain way on this screen, because it's clear that they're like, oh, he's the jester, this is good, and we're like, I actually want him off my screen. Thank you.
Expeditiously.
But yes, anything with Cyril and anything that blatantly was overwrought drama, honestly, I love it. Those are my favorite storylines.
So we kind of touched on this, but who's your favorite driver? Who's your least favorite driver? I'm assuming Max, Daniel.
So, yes, Daniel was definitely my least favorite driver watching Drive to Survive, both the first time and this time. Grosjean, the first time I watched Drive to Survive, besides Max, because I liked Max, but I wasn't like deep into the lore. Like, Max wasn't who I was looking up after Drive to Survive season 1 and 2. I really liked Grosjean. Grosjean was my guy in Drive to Survive season 1 and 2. For real, I was ready to be a Haas fan back in the day.
Are you serious?
I loved Grosjean. Grosjean was my guy. I don't know. I don't know. Something about him was fun.
No, I do enjoy him. But
if I was Grosjean, I would have sued. That is the person I think had the biggest beef with Netflix. They made Grosjean look like an idiot in the car.
They did not make him look that great.
When those two, I forgot those two mechanics. I forgot what team was it, Red Bull and McLaren. They're like, "Oh, how much you want to bet Grosjean makes it out of turn 1?" They're like, "No, I didn't make it out of turn 1. What about turn 2?" And sure, that motherfucker didn't make it out of turn 1. I was like,
they did his dirt. They did him
Was
dirt.
that when the Red Bull garage laughed? Was that when the whole Red Bull garage laughed when they saw him crash? There was one crash that happened, or like a knockoff type thing, and the entire Red Bull garage started laughing. I was like,
to be honest, it's the scene where Grosjean is like, is the safety car, and Grosjean heating up his tire, and it goes right into the sidewall, and I'm like, oh my gosh!
I think that was it. I think that was when the Red Bull garage.
Like, I really wanted them to sort of like be like, I wanted Netflix just to be like, it's really difficult to drive these cars. It's not something that anyone can jump in and do to get to this point. That was kind
of like the angle they should have taken with them.
To get to this point, it's so hard to be one of these 20 guys. Grosjean is one, but it's just, unfortunately, he does have his mishaps. But nah, they're like, look at this dickhead in this car. Can't make it out of the first turn.
I also think, like,
they did him dirty.
They did him so dirty. I can't remember who I was watching it with, but at some point I've obviously shown Drive to Survive season 1 and 2 to like many of my friends. It might have been Gabby that I was watching with, my roommate. And we get to the compilation they do of Grosjean's many fuck-ups.
Oh my god, they were so wrong for that.
Like, why do they keep dogging this man out like this? Like, watching a compilation of him fucking up over and over.
It was very, they did him dirty. Netflix did him so dirty. Like, that man is out there talking about how he had to go see a therapist because of this.
And especially, I think for me, because one episode of Justified that I did watch was one of his accidents that you'll see like in the next season.
Oh yeah.
And so like knowing what did happen to him definitely was like, yo, ease up.
Y'all
that man is permanently disfigured. And y'all are putting him in the punchline.
I mean, obviously, when they released it, they did not know the man was going to be disfigured.
The thing is, like, I think, like, and Grosjean has talked about this in interviews. I think Magnussen, like, in his year off, talked about this in interviews because, like, people wrote books about Haas at this time. That Haas car was fucked. That car was bad. Like, that good year they had was okay. Like, when Grosjean was
the one
crashing,
in season 1?
Yeah, like, when Grosjean was crashing left and right, and, like, all over the place, like, him and Maxton did interviews afterwards where they're like, the car was bad, and nobody would listen to us, so the car kept getting bad in ways that were particularly specific to us as well. And so, like, it became an undrivable car, where I would be driving it, and the next thing you know,
you're off.
You're off. And it was Haas, was, like, in the first episode or second episode, they're like, oh yeah, I did a pit stop. Both cars. One here, they didn't put the tire on correct.
Yeah, it's dysfunctional.
And then next thing you know, and I'm like, how in the world do two cars come into the pit lane and somehow end up stopping less than 10 seconds after exiting?
Not even a full lap. Didn't even make a full lap.
And that's the thing, we talk about this more, I think, now, but they don't mention this much in the actually, they don't talk about it at all. Like, y'all are saying, oh, we need these drivers to live to expectations, yada, yada, yada. But my friend, it's a contract. Where is your part of the expectation? Where are you living up to your part of the expectation? Is the car suitable to drive?
Yeah.
No. And then you're getting, like, you want to be
upset with the drivers.
And I'm like, if you give them a piece of crap, then you have to understand what you're giving them to work with. You know? So that was one thing I definitely remember thinking about when I was watching. It's just like, maybe.
And I mean, even in their debriefs, you'd hear K-Mag and Grosjean being like, guys, we cannot drive this freaking car. And they're like, oh, we're going to work on it. Like, but then you're getting upset with them for crashing out. What?
I think it was the point at when I think it's K-Mag who's like, oh my God, the car is undrivable. I can't believe. And Gunther goes, hey, I'm getting tired of hearing this. It's not pleasant on our side either.
Yeah.
Like, hey, oh God.
Gunther on the radio is A1 TV.
I'm kind of like, I don't miss Gunther on the grid at all.
He is such a hothead.
Gunther's perfect for exactly what he's doing now, which is podcasting.
Yes.
He has the podcast with the Red Flag Boys, and that is his perfect place to be.
Yes.
He's great podcast fodder.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, he's great Netflix fodder too. Mm-hmm. I cannot imagine working for that man.
No.
Absolutely not.
The way he would talk to them, I'm like,
it's fight night every single day.
Or like even his jokes, because they were at a team dinner and he just kept making jabs at Grosjean, who wasn't even there. I was like,
that was when I was like, nah, they're doing my man Grosjean too dirty.
Like, y'all leave that man alone. He's struggling psychologically, and you're out here cutting jokes.
I'm like, can you just leave my man alone? He hasn't done anything wrong.
They put that man through it. They did.
They really did. Okay, so I feel like Bex brought this up when we were texting before. What's something that you didn't know or that surprised you while you were watching seasons 1 and 2?
Oh, that Fernando retired at one point. What the fuck do you mean, bruh? I was like, first off, when did you leave and when the fuck did you come back? My guy. I was like, they were literally saying, oh, Fernando Alonso's retired. I'm like, huh?
If I remember correctly, I think he retires for like 1, maybe 2 seasons.
I was like, I was so confused when I saw that. I was like, what do you mean he retired?
Yeah.
From my understanding. Okay, go ahead.
No, you go.
Excuse me. I said, my understanding is that it was 1 season and he actually didn't stop racing. He was racing somewhere else.
Oh yeah, like Fernando didn't. Yeah, he didn't like go into the back burner. He did like endurance racing, or he did
some like I don't know.
Was it for a little bit?
Indy car?
I think he was in talks.
Fernando in IndyCar?
I don't think he did
remember.
IndyCar.
It's like hold on. I can't remember because he.
Here, I'll look at his wiki.
2 seasons.
I feel like
for F1.
2. Okay.
20.
He's not going to be in season 3 or 4.
Oh wait, it was 1. It was 2020. That was the only season he was out because he was last race in 2019, and then
he raced in WEC, 2018 to 2019.
What's WEC?
Oh, okay.
World Endurance Championship. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So they didn't do anything. Okay.
That is hilarious. But that confused me so much.
I definitely knew he had retired. I remember hearing that when I first started watching, that he had retired and come back because he was like the oldest person on the grid, and they're like, the only way they're going to get Alonso to stop racing is if he dies.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Ooh, but there's one thing that I did not know I did not know that K-Mag and Nico Hulkenberg had beef.
You're the most unsporting driver in the entire paddock. Suck my balls, mate. That's an iconic clip. I did not know how you both have avoided that clip.
Cackling.
That's why when Nico and K-Bag were teammates at Haas, everyone was like, huh?
No.
Why? Who did this?
But I'm not remembering. Where did their beef stem from?
I think they just had like on-track beef between each other where it's like they were fucking with each other.
And supposedly, K-Mag took Nico's seat, or not took. Well, maybe took. I don't know. Or the K-Mag who took Nico's seat.
Someone took someone else's seat.
At least that's what I remember being mentioned during the show.
That's true. Hold up. Because Nico at that time was doing the Renault thing.
Yes.
So
and K-Mag was at Haas, and so I believe that K-Mag may have taken no. Anyway, I don't know why I'm forgetting this all. Because I wrote it all down, but for some reason, it's escaping me today.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I can't remember, someone took someone's seat.
And I guess somewhere. I didn't realize it. I think because I never saw anything in these last couple of years where they're racing together where
they probably
teammates.
Got over it at some point.
I would hope.
Like they had to.
Okay, so the Suck My Balls was at the 2017 Hungarian Grand Prix.
Oh, that's why.
Where they had like an on-track battle because they were both at their respective teams. But
what were their respective teams in 2017?
The same ones, Renault and Haas. But apparently Magnussen forced Hulkenberg off the track. Hulkenberg ended up having to retire with a brake issue. Magnussen got a penalty. And Hulkenberg interrupted him during her interview once again, the most unsporting driver on the grid. And Magnussen said, suck my balls.
Suck my balls.
So it was an on-track incident, as they say.
Incident. Anyway, I don't know.
Okay, wait. Speaking of Charles Leclerc's inability to say some words, did anyone else hear him say "passionate"?
Leave that man and his Monegasque accent alone.
Mind you, in like the next like minute or two, he said the word passion and he said it correctly. I was like, sir,
he's working. He's working on it.
Side note, real quickly on the whole Charles Leclerc. I heard him say his name, and he said Charles Leclerc with the harder
Yes, he did.
C.
He is he says it differently all the time. This is actually a whole thing. Because I watched somebody put together a clip compilation, because I too was sitting here like, we always say Charles' name wrong. This doesn't make any sense. Charles has on camera said his name. Hi, my name is Charles Leclerc.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, my name is Charles Leclerc. Hi, my name is Charles Leclerc. Hi, my name is Charles Leclerc. He has done all the combinations of the two. It just depends on how much of his accent is pushing out that day.
Oh my God.
I have heard him say Leclerc more often than Leclerc.
And that's what I heard also on his radio. I was like, I was confused because, every time, you get some uneducated F1 fan who says Charles Leclerc, everyone in the comments like, you don't know anything and there's not a hard C. And then I heard him say things, and I was like, well, motherfucker, who did it now?
Yeah, so like, I don't know, but I agree with you. Like, sometimes he be saying, I'm Charles Leclerc.
Yeah, when I heard it, I was like...
That is literally how he introduced himself when he first got on camera. I am Charles Leclerc.
Yeah.
I was very
So I don't know if he was just trying to really slim down the accent then, and now he's like, wait, the accent's part of the brand. I don't gotta do that no more. I'm Charles Leclerc.
Probably.
Yeah. I'm Charles Leclerc, I should say.
Mm-hmm.
One other storyline that I had no idea about was Alex Albon's mom was in prison.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. And
I remember watching him being like gagged.
Mm-hmm.
So I actually looked it up. She was like illegally selling cars, buying and selling cars. And so to the point where people would say,
of course, the race car driver's mom.
My queen was a scammer.
Big time scammer. $4 million worth of scam.
Mm-hmm.
Had all of her kids in private school.
She was making money moves.
They had like a country estate type of like.
Cardi wrote Bodak Yellow about her.
Okay.
Listen.
But then they went, and then they were in that like 1-bedroom apartment after that.
Yeah.
It wasn't a 1-bedroom. I'm exaggerating, but like, how many of them was it? It was like 4 or 5 of them in that house.
I think he said 4 sisters.
Mm-hmm. There we go. So it was 6 of them total, which is a lot.
I was just like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's sad, but not sad. Well, anyway, but that was just something that kind of shocked me. I didn't realize.
Yeah, because he had to then try and really like have his racing career take off with his mom in jail.
Yeah. My poor boy.
Yeah.
These seasons are actually what gave me a very strong, I guess, and season 3 gave me a really strong soft spot for Alex Albon. The soft spot has waned over time. Not completely, but it's not as soft as when he was a young buck. But
these are so
fresh. They look baby. Max, that little flat brim fuck ass hat.
Oh my God.
Every time I see it.
Okay, so this is gonna sound really mean.
Oh
Very
God.
Mean.
Oh God.
Max Verstappen is so unattractive. I mean,
stop,
still not attractive, but I mean, I think it's the teenager of him or the young.
He was a baby.
He was a baby.
The accent, the heavy tongue,
the lisp.
Oh,
the lisp.
He has a lisp. He just straight up has a lisp.
Is what people want to thirst after.
Season 1 and 2, like he had a stronger lisp. Very clearly worked on his lisp. He has very clearly worked on it because the way he was saying this. No, baby.
I don't think you guys have heard excited Max Verstappen in like a clip. He still has a really strong lisp. He just in interviews goes like clearly is like has pushing out not the lips, because the second that he's just like talking to somebody, but no, flat brim Max it's a hard also, era. It's a difficult time.
It looks like his teeth were too big for his mouth.
He was growing.
While we're still on the unattractive side of F1,
oh god,
my love, my man, Mr. Lewis Hamilton. Oh, thank God. Thank God. Because what the heck were you doing? Especially at 2018 season, especially when you just see him pop up, you're like, damn, I forgot. We had to go through the fire to get
Y'all are lucky they didn't find him in his bleach blonde Bleachiana phase. Okay? Was it the height of Lewis Bleachiana?
And Lewis couldn't even.
Lewis with the straightened hair? Bleachiana?
Oh, when you
no way.
Oh, hold up.
Yes.
Oh, Felicia. I have a picture for you.
Seen the straightened hair. I've seen the bleach hair. I have not seen the straightened hair, and I'm afraid.
Oh my gosh. Well, okay, there was a point where he was straight. Yeah, I have it right here.
His cornrows with the cankalon. I said, don't put tension on those hair plugs. Go rip your new hairline out.
Not the cankalon.
No, but you could very blatantly, first off, you could very blatantly see the start, but also you could very blatantly see that it was pulling too tight on that man's scalp.
He looked
like
boy band wannabe. It was bad. It was like, this was also during his time with Nicole, right?
I think him and Nicole had broken up, because I feel like 2018 was post Lewis Snapchat era, and she broke up with him while he was on Snapchat. Because we remember the Snap stories of him being heartbroken and being like, me and Nicole used to listen to this.
When I tell you,
he was down bad. Once y'all told me and I went looking, oh my God.
That's the thing sometimes. When they start opening their mouths and talking, you're like, just shut up. Just be pretty to look at and drive fast.
I will say I did like curly hair baseball cap Lewis. When he had his little curly hair popping out the bottom of his cap, I thought that was cute. I liked it.
Like more recently?
No, I think it was season 1. Oh my God.
Viewers, I'm showing Felicia the Lewis blonde hair straight cliff era.
Oh my God.
I think you can just search like Lewis bleached hair, something like that, and it comes
up. It's bad.
The coif.
Yes.
At the top of the head.
Yes.
Oh no, not the mohawk.
Yeah, he had a bad few years, in my opinion.
Yeah.
See, the thing is, this like slightly shorter one, okay, but
I actually like the little one that's like a little selfie. That's him, I think, today. But I actually like.
Oh yes, that's him. That's him now. But no.
Yeah. But real quick side note, I don't know if y'all saw this news story. It's actually current news. Bernie Ecclestone came out and said that Lewis basically only way he's going to win at Ferrari is if he like stops doing all this weird non-F1 thing. And he talked about his clothes.
I think he said this before.
That's so rude.
He just said he said basically that's the only way he's going to win at F1.
Okay, he's so rude.
I was just like, calm down, Bernie. You sound like an old man that wasn't invited to the party. And so
he wasn't.
Yeah, and he basically says, stop. He's urging Lewis to stop his colorful non-racing forays, labeling Hamilton's interest as nonsense.
You're just mad you're not on the planning committee for the Met Gala. You're not even invited.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Lewis gets himself up front in a way where you can dislike him. How a guy who has won a few world titles and has a few dollars in the bank can dress the way he dresses? I'm not a fan of that. He has a lot of talent as a driver. As much as people credit him with, no. But still enough to win races. I don't know why he does all this other nonsense. He needs to get out of the business and whatever else. Why would you cough into your mic like that?
Sorry, I was taken aback. And that's just the cough that came out of my
Felicia.
No, that was
no girl.
Oh, I wouldn't have said anything if I seen it was you. I thought it was Felicia.
You so damn disrespectful.
I was reading the article. I really would not have said anything if I knew it was you.
Oh, damn disrespectful.
And T
Oh, I'm
Wave,
sorry.
Bernie Ecclestone sucks. I appreciate your
I know
apology
his
back.
name, but who is he?
The old F1 owner, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
Before Liberty
I know
Media
that name,
came
but I
in.
don't
when
know
we're
who
talking
that man
about what's his name, my man Lewis's current past style, I thought we should at least mention how people feel about his current style.
You know what? Like I
Yeah.
said, they're just mad they're not on the Met Gala planning committee. And
Oh well,
sorry to that man.
sorry to that man.
So, Ashley, let me ask you a question. Do you know, or do you have an idea of why Mercedes, the teams that came around on the whole Drive to Survive after season 1, like Mercedes and Ferrari, obviously?
Money, 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 money. Woo! That's the entire reason. That's the entire reason. They saw that there was some sort of brand exposure and marketing inherent in Drive to Survive. And the thing is, season 1, my understanding is they were basically like, the cost isn't worth it. Like, letting these people in to film us, and I think this is going to be a flop, so why would I let that happen? Then they saw how not flop it was, and they were like, actually, I would like a cut of the pie. I would like a cut of that Netflix check.
I would like a slice, yes.
And I would like a slice. So that's the entire reason.
Maybe I'll look this up this week, but I actually wanted to know, like, how exactly does each team get paid, or is getting paid equally? But then you have teams like Williams that's not really featured that much, but then you have Christian Horner who's on.
They probably have like a day rate or something. They probably have a day rate because like there's like certain days that they follow certain teams.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's probably like, okay, we'll pay the drivers this much for this day. We'll like pay the team for this. We'll pay the team principal if the team principal is also being followed. But the reason I say it like purely has to be money is because you can tell that like obviously all team principals are money hungry, but we know that Toto Wolff is one of the money hungriest of them all. And we don't see it in these seasons, but we will see it in season 4. Mr. Toto staging scenes for the cameras.
Wait, seriously?
It's
Yes,
the richest team principal.
I think so. He's the only. I think he's like the billionaire of them all. So
yeah, I know he's a billionaire. I just didn't know that any of the others were billionaires.
But you can tell because in the scene, the thing that happens in the scene. I mean, we've all seen such a spoiler. It's the scene where George gets his seat, where Toto's like, "You've got the seat, George," and it's like, I don't believe that Toto Wolff and George Russell just happened to be under a Drive to Survive mic when George found out that he was getting the Mercedes seat. Okay, you staged this. You told George, put on a good parka coat, come under this gloomy weather, and we'll have a little yap session with our backs turned to the camera like they're catching us. Why are you mic'd up then? Why are you mic'd up if they're catching you? Mm-hmm. Are you for real?
Mind you, y'all are constantly noticing the mics.
I was born at night. Not last night. I'll tell you that right now.
Were you born at night?
12:08 a.m., I believe.
Okay.
Oh, I'm a morning baby too. Unite.
Cute.
I
have no clue.
One thing that actually was really interesting that I didn't realize was that Toto Wolff was Esteban Ocon's manager when he was a reserve driver. I was like,
that's a TBT.
I
a
was
conflict
just
of interest?
Yeah. Because he's your driver, he's under contract for your team, but you're also his manager. So
you're not going to be negotiating and get that biggest cut.
You're not going to be good. It's not in good faith because you're trying to get a good cut. B, he's currently your reserve driver, so you're not really going to try and let him go if you feel like the deal isn't sweet enough for you.
You're going to get him you're going to get him a contract where he's stuck with you.
Yeah,
but I mean, obviously, it was fine. Obviously, working out. But like, I just was surprised.
Yeah.
When they mentioned that, I was like, "Is that a normal thing? Is that something that happens often for some of these younger drivers?" He's a reserve. Well, he wasn't, and he'd been in F1 already too. I just didn't understand why he just didn't have his own manager.
And Toto was his manager before he even got to Mercedes, right?
I don't know actually.
I don't. Okay. They didn't. It was not mentioned at all on the show about that.
Okay.
I don't. Just something else that I thought was quite interesting. Another thing to note: K-Mag has been K-Mag his entire life. He has been
demonic.
a psychopath.
Demonic.
Well, there's one scene where what does K-Mag say? I think I actually wrote it down somewhere.
Oh God.
Where K-Mag was like, maybe I didn't write it down. Dang it. K-Mag was like, oh, I'm not scared. What is there to be?
He said, I'm not afraid to die.
Is that what he said?
That K-Mag did say something like that.
Yeah.
I was like, this man has been on 10 like forever.
Psychotic.
And he's like, oh, what's there to be afraid of? Or why would I be afraid? It's just like, because you're going so freaking fast. You're crashing into things, crashing into cars. I
think he was the one that was like, oh, was he the one? Once you're scared, you need to stop being a driver. Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, which I think he's a little bit right. If you're thinking about the fact that you're hurtling towards your potential death, probably shouldn't.
I think that I think K-Mag's on 10. I think there's a vast difference between like being scared and being where K-Mag is. I think you can realize the potential danger without like turning yourself over to that, that fear. K-Mag is all like, Viva! The more danger, the better for me. And I'm like, sir, aren't you married? Don't you have kids?
With the child?
Like, calm down. Well, I don't think he had kids at the time, maybe.
But he was married, I'm pretty sure.
I was like, K-Mag, at least he's always been who he is now.
Stay true to yourself.
I'm gonna miss him on the grid.
I know.
You'll be okay.
Yeah.
You'll be okay.
So, I don't know. Anything that I didn't touch on that y'all kind of want to mention?
Any
storylines, any people?
Everything. Okay. Not knowing what we know happens. Frame it as if you've only seen Drive to Survive seasons 1 and 2. Lock in.
Mm-hmm.
What are you most excited about for season 3?
For season 3?
Sorry, yeah, season 3. The COVID season.
Oh.
Not knowing anything that's coming, I don't know. Oh, I think I'm excited. I think one thing that we didn't really touch on, but I thought was interesting was the whole Lance Stroll of it all, being a paid driver. I think that was interesting, and I would also kind of like to see how that really ends up affecting everyone else on the grid, because basically through his dad, Lance is now guaranteed a seat for however he basically wants to. Or
we saw him knock out, who was it, Albon?
No, Ocon.
Yeah, we saw him knock out Ocon because his daddy bought the team.
Ooh, the other thing I think was interesting, who left at the end of season 2, left their team? Jesus
Lord. So Ocon left. Gasly got booted down.
Albon's still at Red Bull. Max is still at Red Bull.
Was it Kimi? No, Kimi Räikkönen left at the end of season 1. Right?
Left his team. It's hard to think of it without thinking of what I know is coming.
Wasn't it one of the Ferrari drivers?
Kimi left at the end of season 1.
Is it Seb who left Ferrari?
Seb doesn't leave Ferrari at the end of season 2.
Okay.
Does he?
No.
I thought he leaves at the end of another
Nico.
season.
Oh, what? Yeah, Nico went from Renault to Haas.
No.
Wait.
No.
It's farewell to Renault and Haas. Resolved. Yep.
No. Nico. They didn't renew Nico's contract. Renault didn't renew Nico's contract.
Yeah. So Nico just left the grid.
But someone left their team?
Nico left.
No,
Renault.
but
so Nico's the answer to your question, is what you're saying.
Is it?
Bex? I do not. What are you, Bexy? Why are you asking me? It's your question.
It's your question.
What was my question?
Who left their team at the end of season 2?
No,
and it was Nico.
I thought it was someone who left their team under their own
volition, retired.
No, oh Lord,
Fernando.
No,
I think
Brando isn't there.
I don't even know what you're.
Give me a second, y'all. Let me think this through.
Okay, we'll give you a second to think this through. But listeners, we will have a season 3 and 4 episode out for you next week. We have put ourselves in a precarious filming schedule.
Well,
with our current decision to film today. So we'll definitely have it out to you next week. When next week, we'll see. But
we don't know.
It will be next week. It will be next week. Bex, we might just have to hash this off off the camera.
I don't know what I'm doing. Camera. I don't know what I'm saying. Y'all, bear with me. I've had a long day.
B, I think it's Nico.
Okay, maybe Nico. I don't know. I'm getting confused.
We'll take better notes next time. All right. Well, I want to close out with a certified AFSA question.
Okay.
Which is, do either of you know about the tea with Spanish Temptation Island?
Montoya, por favor.
Both of you need a psychological
intervention. No, Felicia, you're going to crash out when I show you this after the pod. I'm not going to play it on the pod because there's a lengthy amount of thing, but we're going to show you afterwards. Okay, but I'll give you the TLDR on the pod, and we'll tap into it extra on
level
the pod.
1 to Cleo. Level 1 to Bex watching season, what is it? Season 3? Is that the one that you said?
4.
So 1 to Bex watching season 4. How deep would my crash out be?
Not your crash out.
You wouldn't crash out at all. You would love it.
We witnessed.
Oh.
The crash out that they had on the show.
And
I'm letting you know right now,
it's like 100.
That man's crash out on that show, it would look like Bex is having a calm cup of tea. And we're going to show you after this. So let me give you a little...
Honestly, the way y'all are hooting and hollering, yeah, I can see that.
Let me give you a little precursor. Listeners, I'm sure that you know about Montoya, por favor, because it has been taking over the internet these past couple of weeks.
Yes, it has been.
So, Felicia, you know the show Temptation Island.
I know of it, yes.
You know the general concept. You go, and you're tempted to cheat on your partner. That's the shtick of the show. Like the ultimatum,
but
is your
more
partner sex
there
focused.
With you?
They are in separate villas. So they take partner 1, they take partner 2, put them in separate villas, and then bring in people who are basically just hot commodities there to ruffle things up.
Like singles.
There to ruffle things up. Now, I don't watch the American version of this because it stresses me out so bad.
Really?
I can't watch people go down like that. If you've ever watched Temptation Island, they go down nasty. I can't watch it. It's stressful. So imagine my surprise when I see a clip of a random Spanish reality TV show on my feed, and I'm like, why is everybody saying that this is so good? Why am I getting this on my feed? I don't interact with anything like this on my feed. Felicia, the crash out is legendary. Let me give you a little explainer of the entire timeline. So we have Montoya, the guy, and we have his girlfriend, Anita. They have been dating for a year, and for some reason, they have decided to come on Temptation Island.
That's very dumb, but go ahead.
Don't know why. Okay? So they sign up, and they are basically like, if we can survive this, we'll become parents together. You know? Apparently that's the tea of why they're going on this show.
Stop.
Right? Cool, great, whatever. They go in there, and obviously they're being tempted by these singles. But Anita is, and this is so critical to the rest of the story, Anita is the first one to give into temptation from one of the singles. Anita makes out with this guy in the pool. And I want to give you a visualization of what Montoya sees so you can really understand his reaction, because they only show it for a little bit. Montoya's girl, Anita, is straddling this man in the pool. Booty cheeks over the water. And he plays the bongos on her ass. So you can imagine the crash Montoya is having. You actually can't imagine, because Montoya knows how to do a dramatic crash out. That's the one thing about Montoya. He knows how to do it. Okay?
Oh my God.
So Anita throws the first stone. To retaliate, Montoya gets a lap dance. And it's like a laying down lap dance, I believe. from this girl in his villa, right? Cool. Anita sees this. She's very upset. And she decides, if you go low, I go to hell. And this is the clip that went viral. Is her reaction, her retaliation to Montoya and this lap dance. So,
and that's the hollering Montoya no.
That's Montoya, por favor, tranquilo, por Montoya, all this stuff. And we'll show you all the clips. I'm going to show you all the clips. So, they show Montoya. Now, also, critical thing about Temptation Island, once again, I've never seen it, so I'm piecing this together from the clips. My understanding is that when the producers have some shit to show you, they blare an alarm and wake your ass up, no matter what time of the night it is. They blare an alarm in the house and they make you all gather around a bonfire to watch whatever they have to show you.
Wait, stop. So they just wake you up out the bed at any time?
Yes, is my understanding.
Oh, no, that's disrespectful.
So Montoya comes to the bonfire and he is watching all these security footage. And they're like, well, which one do you want to zoom in on? He obviously zooms on the one in his girlfriend's bedroom.
Natch.
And he sees his girlfriend getting hot and heavy with this guy.
The same one?
Same one. Montoya crashes out and starts running towards her villa, because their villas are only separated by a mile. So he takes off down the beach. This is where
this is worse than Love Island.
This is where the host is screaming, Montoya, por favor, Montoya, por favor.
Oh, the host is screaming that.
Yes. Okay. Now, mind you, and the thing that's truly heinous about this is Montoya's crash out from watching her get hot and heavy in bed. And by hot and heavy, I mean they're making out in bed. And Montoya starts running. They intersperse Montoya's running with his girlfriend fucking this guy.
Stop.
I'm being so serious. Being so serious. The editing team, wow, $1 million. $1 million. That editing and production team earned all their money.
They probably got a raise. From that one.
Yes. So this happens. There's other stuff that happens in the clip, but we'll watch the clip and you'll understand.
Oh my God.
But latest to know is 3 things. 1, Montoya fucked the girl. I guess he got a lap dance from retaliatorily. 2, it appears Anita.
Wait, did he?
Sorry.
Did he fuck the girl before or after the running?
After the running.
Okay.
And then it appears that he fucked the girl, and that Anita then retaliated again by fucking the guy again. Also, critical fact to know is that at least as of the airing of the episode a couple days ago, the infamous Montoya por favor, they are together in real life today.
Huh?
Yes.
I will say this. We must stand up and honor Spanish reality television, because no one does it better. The way these people have just set
they put their lives on the line
so high. As much as I love Love Island, UK, US, Australia, love them all, they are child's play. Child's play.
Did he make it to the villa?
Girl,
did Montoya make it to the other villa?
Girl.
They were. You gotta watch it. Like, to be honest, like, talking about it is just not going to do it justice. So anyone listening,
I'm finding the full timeline right now. Listeners,
Montoya.
No, I'm going to show her the full timeline.
That's all you have to search. Montoya. Montoya on Twitter. Twitter is the best place because Twitter will show you the whole thing. And you can't really find it on YouTube. You can't really find it that much on TikTok.
Yeah.
Really?
I have it for you. I'm
tell you, you can't. Well, you can do it on TikTok, but most people aren't trying.
That is hilarious.
Twitter is where all types of depravity goes on. So
yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
So I have it for you. I will pull it up. Give me 1 second because I'm gonna drop it into this.
Well, let's go ahead and close out.
Yes.
Let's say, what's your question?
Close out.
Let's go ahead and close out.
That was my question.
Have you seen this?
No.
I have seen it. I saw the most updated video. I saw Anita's part 2 last night. I haven't seen anything today.
Part 2?
Oh, girl.
Part 2 of
Anita
just
She's doing a lot.
Funny enough, is I actually saw Anita crying
First,
and I was no. I saw Montoya,
bitch.
and I saw Anita crying, and then I saw Anita part 2, and I was just like, y'all really don't like each other.
I hope they don't have that baby.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did. It would not shock me.
That poor child. That poor child.
All right. Well, listeners, we will talk to you later. We'll talk to you next week about Drive to Survive.
I won't be here.
Okay. Well,
yes, you won't catch me crashing out like Montoya for y'all's enjoyment. Absolutely not.
Well, you'll see us here. You'll see us here. All right, guys. Well, I will let you go. And we'll get into Montoya off the scene.
Bye.
Montoya, por favor.
Oh.